most parents do a really great job teaching their kids about having good manners, being safe and culturally savvy, but very often parents neglect one of the most important things of all time, and that is teaching their kids to have a healthy relationship with money. So many parents feel so financially inept themselves that they can't teach their kids about being financially astute, which is true. So joining us in the loft is financial planner Kim Potgieter, and she's going to share some tips about helping our kids with money. Welcome to the loft, Kim.
Well, afternoon. Thanks for having me.
You know, I think it's so important for people to be financially savvy, but I think parents also have to be quite astute on the information that they're sharing, because taking financial advice from somebody who's also not financially savvy, maybe you're not going to be getting the right advice.
I think it goes a little bit more to the fact is they just need to be having the conversations.
Okay.
I find, and I help people to retire. So that's what I do.
Oh,
so I have a lot of learnings of what they teach me about is their regrets.
Oh,
and the
wow.
biggest one that they teach me is that they never spoke about it. It's this taboo
topic.
topic.
It was taboo. In my family, it was always bad manners to talk about money.
You definitely don't say how much you earn.
No, never. But now that's all finished. Now we have to have money conversations.
I really believe we do have to, because if we can have these courageous conversations around money, we stand a better chance. I mean, at the moment we're in a mess with money. Most people are in debt.
I mean, can people really retire nowadays? Retirement seems like a very difficult thing to achieve.
Well, it definitely is, because they don't necessarily have enough money. And for so many, they're also looking after their children still.
Yeah.
Because of lessons that they didn't teach their children when they were children. So for me, the big tips is to have these conversations. And it's not just around, oh, you should be in this investment. So people mustn't feel that they're inadequate to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's more from example. What is money for? Money is actually an enabler for all your goals and dreams that you want for your life, but what people do is they make it this thing that's so far removed, and that's why nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, people think that money is like a luxury and a success symbol instead of just
well, it's currency, it's exchange. I mean, that's what it really is. We do some work, and for the work we do, we get payment, and then we're able to do the things we want to do with our lives.
Okay.
So we've made it more complicated. We think it's so complicated, and that's why we don't talk about it. And then we teach our children bad things about money in the sense that we get into debt, and then we start fighting with our partners. And what our children hear, they hear us fighting about it, and instead we wonder now why their relationship with money isn't good.
Because they're doing as they see. So you said that children should start learning to be savvy with money from the age of 4. We should start having the conversation with them from the age of 4. How do we teach children to start saving money?
So, I mean, what we used to do, and I know it's a long time ago, is have a piggy bank.
Yeah.
And I think it's still a great thing to do so that children can see it going in. But we've got to remember when it's going in, it's not making any interest.
Yeah.
So to have a bank account for our children so they can see they're getting interest. Once we've got a certain amount in our bank accounts, it's then to get a unit trust. So they can actually watch the compound interest work, and they can see their money growing.
Okay.
But I think also teaching children that there's money for different things. There's money for things that you want to buy. There's money for long-term goals and dreams.
Yeah.
And then there's also money that we can give away and we can do good work with. And I think if we can instill that in our children, they're so much better equipped for later on in life when they start earning an income of their own.
Well, kids need savings, not spendings, essentially.
But we've got to also help them to see that money can be fun. It's shouldn't have all the bad things associated with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak to a lot of people who tell me, and now they're in their 70s and they're coming to see me, and they're telling me about something their parents said to them when they were 5 or 6, like something like money doesn't grow on trees, or money's the root of all evil, and that they have kept as their belief. And it's actually just a belief, and sometimes you...
And if that's your energy towards money, then you're not going to attract it.
I mean, there is a bit of abundance and scarcity, and if I believe in budgeting, so like the person who
is
phoned
budgeting
in...
really important?
You know what? It's focusing. Okay.
I don't have the discipline.
Let's put it this way: focusing where we're spending our money. So if we can first we can first invest money. So say you get your salary. First thing you do before you start spending is you invest. Then you don't need as much a budget as somebody who is spending absolutely everything, and then there's nothing left to be investing. So I always say pay yourself first, and if you can teach your children that, you pay yourself first, and then you've got your investments, and then you can allocate where you best want your money to go.
This is such an important conversation, and unfortunately we've run out of time, but I think you should be a regular on the show, teaching women to be good with money and teaching kids
well,
to be
I'm actually on my way
good with money.
tonight to Women in Finance. It's a network where we encourage more people and women to come into our industry.
You are now my new best friend.
Okay,
Welcome.
good. Thank you.